Have you ever met or heard of any mother? Live delivery. Yes, my friend, I told you this facial story today. Say where women give birth to such children. No one saw another friend of that boy, and that, fall in love with the invisible boy. One is blind Megan Mehta, knowing that no invisible boy fell in love with that topic. But not so interactive, but when she is real. The fact is, they know what happened to them. If the final result or key of the relationship is to know all these things, the whole story you're going to leave behind. At the beginning of the story, we see a woman named Louie act as an assistant to the museum. The magician no longer formed a loving relationship with him again. We saw a live program in the museum show the magic of Bardis' appearance, and she happened to be. The magician never came back, that's why during the Louis depression. Go away, but it reminds her. The witch froze. One day, we'll come back. After that, she began to become hallucinatory, because people left him in psychoanalysis. 9 months after Louis Prendernan disappeared from the museum. But she knows nothing about anyone. Gives why the child is in the museum, all from here. A freak born with a baby. Disappear. There are also many scaffolding for soldiers to know this. Because he knew when people knew about it, it was his son. The nurse will give him an experiment to stop eating snacks. She came to salad, but she was in that room. You can't know about Ingwell or him. Louis. Call him Angel. He is her many nannies. Put the envelope in. Put him in like other children. Louis began to study him when he was a boy. Although Angel Boy Hoya began to learn, Louis. I like wearing old clothes very much, because that's the only one. In front of courtiers. Put your luggage in the trunk. Look. Louis looks much better and is happy to see it. Go ahead. Louis Angel is his own little man every night. The voice of the story. She was in a room behind the jungle with her father. Stay and go to a pond on holiday, and it all happened to him. One day in that pond, the choice his son sought when he woke up. Go ahead, she is going to teach him to swim in that pond. But he thought of Dunya outside. Many of Louis's violinists. Louis rolled up the paper for the angel's birthday. He put the candle-like spell with what he left on the chalk. Bring those angels to him like kick. What he doesn't know more than him is anything about him. Nee didn't charge in any form. In fact, she was an outsider. His complaints will come because he knows nothing about Dunya. Where do you come from? That's how to go collective. Angela's a smart boy for 10 years now, Bosbauer. Along with many questions that come to mind, one day she is one. Cher's teeth remained outside the window, in his life. It was the first time to see any man in his boss. A little Mel is outside between her teeth with her parents Mara. Meta suddenly left, but her aunt helped her. After seeing this scene, Angel went to his mother. Call him that Meta. Louis then fills it up. It will pretend. That's when his son finds it attractive to the outside world. Tell him that Dunya is definitely another Dinya's man. This is not the reason why ordinary people like it at all. We should be careful. It seems that someone is watching you. It wasn't Pard but Angel who gave the window to Meta. Look, she notices one thing every day. She listened every day, hoping to hear the same melody. Angel will meet her one morning, just like one day. Ask his mother herself, see how you feel. Louis said that it is a bit too much to look at others and see herself. Louis likes it, all. I believe he is in the museum now. We'll come back to him immediately, but wait year after year. What to do is that she is more and more prone to depression. Angel himself rarely talks to the Eden Angels. Began to feel very lonely at Sarah's dusk. Donnie fainted. One day he noticed. Meta was looking at him from the garden. Angela was very nervous when she saw the donkey that she was rushing towards her mother. Here, but after listening to that her mother didn't tell him anything. Then one day Nurse Lewis came out of the room. Get out, and angels take the children out. The first time I set foot on the grass in my life was the minute of Kaka. Later, when I came to the beautiful meters, my toothache began. Sitting on Meta watching his appearance, let Tyrapar talk to him. I'm calling you now, Angel asked if she really was. Meta told him he was blind when she saw him, but smell is no longer the energy that anyone can touch. Paroangelo, who was present, heard this in his face, absolutely surprised, because it's not something you've never seen before. But he thinks this is his first time today. In his presence, Meta gave him his ministry. His name was Millie. and he gave his hand to Angel. Her 2-minute speech was touching by herself. Said Madeline advised him that he would come to Madeline again. Because of and how he has no friends. This is his boss. It is a great pleasure for him to talk to anyone. Poison is the same as Angel because Angel. That's why I didn't hang out with anyone like this until today. Will actually mix with Egypt. Why didn't he go out today? After that, Angelina went back to the room with her. Then she gave her mother a bath. For this reason, Louis, and now he is no longer the only smiling angel to tell him, become a girlfriend, but when you listen you don't have it. Welcome Aquila Bummer to see the action. For no longer touch Marilyn's face and fantasize. Look at him clearly, Angel told him. Watching him by the window every day, listening to piano's melody. Love it very much. Then they played hide and seek for hours. But what's interesting here is one of them, and a blind man understands what happened to them. Play hide and seek. Between the two sports, they are one after another among the Tatay ethnic group. Approach. Angela is with Plum now. God, one day they will be more united, both of them. Sitting in the life of Keith Angel Topher too, so much so that never. There is no happier than him, but he has more time to do this happiness. Don't kill him. Tell him next week. Eyeball surgery. Do it, and then she will see everything. All the people were overcrowded to see Angie. But Angelo may not be happy about it. They spent every day of the week together, then Marilyn moved from him to Bidani for surgery that day. Louis told him at night to lie down with the man first. Never tell Angel to look for his things. Move into that house in the jungle is the next morning. Angel rose from his sleep until Louis was killed by Nasa. From Aga to Louis to Nia. Angel's people there are just like her mother. From Louis in that room. All the cultural relics were discarded in mustard, even the paintings painted in Douala. They deleted it. The only room without magazines is about. Angel knows he's no longer an angel now. What will happen is from this situation, but it makes me feel much worse. In fact, the unicorn no longer has nothing to say to her. So there is no. That's why Angel thought of medicine again at all his times. She will lose her temper with him when she knows the truth. That's why he doesn't have anything in that pond. Go away, he went there and told his mother. Imagine Madeline coming out of the water's edge and there it is. Seeing that his mind became very bad, then he turned away. Where Louis stayed with his father. In this way, Horta began to think about his own house. After the year of Coqueta, Angela has a lot now. He didn't understand until he heard his voice. He's been around for so many years. Hold on, just talking to yourself and still make her feel. Never see one day, but the real thing is that one day he will grow old. Arrive. When I saw it, I thought she might. No dream, just stare at him in one way. Angel's in the front teeth, but the medallion's eyes are good. 'Cause it became, so I didn't see him. Later, Madeline. 2 and 3 neighbors wandering around the city are all him. She began to ask if she had come out of the hospital. That man knows about medicine and Sharma, but there is no record of angels in psychoanalysis. So she became more curious about Louis and older. To find a house, to find Louis' grave. There are also letters to GA's people, and he left the letters there. It says she came back and gave it back to him and her. Angela pursued them until they told them to come. Let him start being with him, instead of knowing him. Angel wrote a letter for Med and gave it to her. Ace, who wrote it, missed him as much as Madeline did. Let her, but she will show off to Madeline when she is. Miss Promise Corby Madeline, who closed her eyes, scolded her in words. Jill let him meet in the jungle, May's eyes. They kept coming closer, huddling the beds together. Someone patted his appearance and closed his magic mirror eyes. They met closer than the two after Pata. Gone? Then we saw a cup of the soul. The tied one in the bed. Angel sleeps together. Angel asked him when you first came to Earth. See from there how much you like her and say she is by the strange kind of stuffing. Now I look at Kabbalah in his eyes every day. Keep telling them their little stories and love themselves. Go tie it up. Then Angel put him in that pond. To show me the choices for so many years. Jagger Hagden medicine, I am very happy to see it. But all I want is to see one thing, and that's exactly. His primitive appearance is Angel. Angel came from behind, shaved her earwax again, and then in the night. Oda in order to show off themselves, and then in the evening. Angel sat in the bedroom and laid a sheet facing her yard. Marlin, who stayed behind, told him, I see what you are like. Love you very much. And then there is nothing with them. Go and see. The angel didn't cry so much. telling him to open up the true truth. Everything is there, in medicine and very broken pubs and Sarah. She lay on the floor crying. Then Angel put a sheet around his neck. May's sleep paused. She told her they were together. Maybe it's because she kept her eyes closed all her life. Be ready, but the angel will go no matter what. But there was no poison in front of her. I woke up the next morning and began to look for him that day. But you can't find him somewhere around him. Chilikoot read and wrote where the angels are. It was too far away from life, but it was that day. Who would love a Luthian and tell Medellin that she is Angel? Never change like Med on the bus again. And she took everything from there? Go find Reddy Ha. Just then, the problem in his mind woke up. But somewhere. Then she closed two of her own eyes. He tried to smell the angel, she understood. Now there is a freezer pool, and then she's in Yamato pool. Go away. Start calling her and she gets it. There is a place near the passage. Suddenly there was water in the sky. You can hear the sound. And she knew Angel had bitten Hartok in boiling water. But Angelo didn't know how to swim. So medical treatment. Jumped into the water and saved him. But anyway, without seeing him, she turned on the oval in that direction for a long time. She suddenly woke up underwater at first. Watching the bubble rise, then she pulled him out of the water. After a while, the hump of the railway returned to Medellin. That will be all in common after the conversation. She will open her eyes to him in the bar like him. Close your eyes and see him. Then at the end of the story, we see two people together, like all other couples asleep, and love. Wasting some time, medical angel again. Makeup on your face, and this is what we can see one day. Medellin swallowed in his football on the predator. Have children, now they met in a magic show. Here we go. And it became very Fermat overnight. Because the reason why the angel disappears will not be the bubble of her femininity. And we pass through this beautiful scenery today, which is also this beautiful. Romantic stories end here with friends. Today's story is about how much you like me, but this cup is quite good, not the one who spoke. Love doesn't mean any obstacles. And what we see in today's story is Angela. Mada loves Tarari Tara but quite liked it to me. Well, if you ever had such an invisible existence, then what do you do but convince me? You can know that so far today we will see any other. You are all good at it until any moment in the story is different.